why wouldn't you want to fully tap into the power within you? By doing so, you eliminate the damaging issues which arise from chronically burning lots of glucose. Does this mean no carbs and that you're stuck with the keto diet? Absolutely not. Developing methods, solutions, and products which work with and/or mimic nature is what we do here at Vespa and OFM. It is who we are and why we are committed to changing the paradigm of health and performance one athlete at a time. That's you. Hi there. Today I'm going to bust the myth that you cannot achieve both peak performance and peak health at the same time. Now, like most things in life, this is not quite as simple as we would like it to be. We're suckers for that simple message, right? It's far from black and white. So to bust this myth requires context. So stick with me as I outline this context. Okay? Now, here we go. It's commonly held belief that you cannot achieve both peak performance and peak health because the demands of training and competition take their toll on overall health. And in the context of the standard high carbohydrate athletic diet and fueling and the metabolism it creates, this is absolutely true. And that's why this myth persists. And this is because on the catabolic side of things, there's all this oxidative stress and lactate load of burning glucose. There's inflammation, nutritional deficiencies, and nutritional imbalances, along with hormonal stress and hormonal imbalance. But just as importantly, on the anabolic side is how a high carbohydrate diet and fueling strategy causes the impairment of cholesterol metabolism, lipid metabolism, which is a form of fat metabolism vital to repair, rebuild, and create robust cells, mitochondria, hormones, enzymes, every part of your body. And this is due to a forced metabolism that has to burn large amounts of glucose, our fight or flight energy source, which, by the way, is essentially sugar. Now, all of this takes a huge toll on our body as we train up and/or compete. And certainly, the benefits of exercise are well known, and this is why, in spite of all the known impacts of excess glucose metabolism and consumption, and how this impacts our cells and mitochondria, we actually still get fitter from training and competing. But at what cost in the long term? For most, this cost starts as energy instability that eventually turns into ups and downs and bonking and chasing that external caloric intake of carbs to prevent that dreaded bonk. And eventually, this will lead to GI issues, slow recoveries from training and competitions, and even injuries or disease. Now, one of my early adopters, John Olson, he can certainly attest to this. So watch his hero's journey. And what is remarkable to me is that in spite of all this, athletes actually can and do perform at incredible levels, even winning and setting records. Now, it's biology, and it's a testament to the power of the fight or flight mechanisms hardwired into us. But again, I have to ask the question, and so do you, at what long-term benefit to your health? On the other hand, in the context of evolution, everything changes. You have a different pathway also hardwired into your biology, one honed over millions of years to make us robust and durable and perform. In fact, this pathway achieves both peak performance and health because literally our lives depended upon having both peak performance and health to survive and thrive as a species. That pathway harnessed the limitless energy you have on your body, fat, while sparing your glucose metabolism so you had it available when you absolutely needed it for that push to make the kill, whether it is your next meal, scoring over your opponent, or beating a competitor to the finish line or into submission. Primitive man, including the remaining hunter-gatherer tribes of today, they didn't get up in the morning and have a bowl of oatmeal, then grab a handful of gels on their way out to hunt. No. They got up and went hunting fasted as if their lives depended upon it, because it did. While some may want to argue that this is not the same as training for a competition, I beg to differ. And there are anthropological papers out there which suggest primitive man performed as well, if not better, than today's modern elite athletes. Concentrated forms of carbohydrates were only available during short, sporadic periods of the year, making fat the default principal energy source while retaining sufficient reserves of glycogen for that upper end final sprint. So, I'm asking you to step outside the modern context of man-made solutions to modern man-made problems, which we are being sold, told, and controlled into purchasing, and to start thinking about our evolutionary heritage. Because when you eliminate these man-made problems, you eliminate the need for solutions you are paying your hard-earned money for. So by changing the paradigm of modern sports nutrition to the paradigm of millions of years of evolutionary pressure, you can now see that there is a better way. One that begins with and inside of you. And until this vlog, you weren't being told this precisely because there is no money to be made in self-reliance and responsibility. But there's a lot of money to be made by making you feel you need this supplement or that gel or some special electrolyte or recovery shake, etc. And that you are somehow less without it or dependent upon external energy to prevent the dreaded bonk. I'm saying it because it's the truth. It's biology and the starting point for you to achieve both peak performance and peak health. Now, does this mean no carbs and that you're stuck with the keto diet? Absolutely not. Proper fat adaptation or proper fat optimization, which includes a lot of physical activity, gives you the tolerance and even benefits of having strategic carbohydrates in the diet and fueling, all without cravings, addictions, and energy and mood swings. You contain almost all of the energy you need to train and compete to your potential. It is by learning to harness this internal energy through optimizing fat metabolism that you can achieve both your health and performance goals. Research using athletes I personally helped get fat adapted demonstrates this and demonstrates this paradigm shift is not only possible but now a scientific fact, which corroborates what our heroes have been saying for years. What's more, by optimizing your ability to metabolize fat in the form of cholesterol, you are optimizing the processes used to repair, build, and rebuild every part of your body and keep it robust. So why wouldn't you want to fully tap into the power within you? By doing so, you eliminate the damaging issues which arise from chronically burning lots of glucose. I hope I busted this myth of compromise between peak health and peak performance. You don't have to compromise. You can have it all. Because in today's interesting times, you need both more than ever. So, in the context of a fat-adapted physiology, you can have it all. So if you're curious to know more or get started on your journey back to your potential, download either or both of our free ebooks, Beyond Keto or Conquering the Terrible Three. Grab a 12-pack of Vespa, and without changing a thing in your diet or training, you can experience what fat adapted performance and recovery, that's minimizing damage, are all about. Or you can book a free 15-minute consultation with either Sarah or Kaayla, part of my team. We pioneered fat adapted performance in the new millennia by working with and harnessing the power of nature rather than the man-made lab. Our goal is simple: to help you take back your native metabolism and physiology by optimizing fat metabolism to obtain the robust, long-term health and performance you deserve. This is metabolic freedom.